Delhi in 1967.
Right.
And since 1989, I've been holding all his campaign schedules in the area, different areas rather. And well, last 5 years I've been working at the forefront in my father's constituency, that's Greater Kailash. I've been interacting with all the NGOs and the RWAs and the market associations.
Sure.
Along with my dedicated workers, we are working as a team, and we are focusing on the problems faced by the GK people, and trying hard to relieve them from those.
Okay. So looking back, back in the day when you were working with your father, what were the issues of Delhi at that time? And we're talking, a decade, 2 decades back. So what was it then? And we'll also compare it to what it is now. Let's talk about then.
See, we normally used to speak together about the development in Delhi 20, 30 years hence.
Sure.
See, Delhi is developing very fast. There was 65 lakh people in 1981.
Right.
Now they are touching more than 1.5 crores.
Right.
So, but the infrastructure remains the same. Right? There was no improvement in that.
Sure.
So we had the basic general problems of water, sewerage, and you can say this
transportation.
Yes, transportation, traffic jams,
Sure.
and the parking.
Isn't it funny that has stayed the same across all the
Yes, exactly. It's see, because there's not much work done on these areas. That's precisely what the main crux of the matter is.
Sure.
So we are trying hard to relieve them from these, the problems.
Sure.
And we are working that very extensively in our area.
Okay.
That's the major, and that includes the sanitation part also.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, there seem to be a whole plethora of issues that one needs to be focused on. But I'm sure as a development person like you would be thinking, I need to focus on 2 or 3 things that are extremely critical. We're going to come back and talk about that and your own success rate with certain other things that you've taken up of the 2013 Delhi Legislative Assembly. And we're looking at a man whose family has been steeped in development and social work, and he intends carrying on that baton, taking it on to even bigger things. You have 2 things, Mr. Malhotra, that you're very focused on, and you're very clear that this is something that I want to be able to make an instrumental change here in Delhi, and that is rainwater harvesting and solar energy.
That's right.
Both of them involve harvesting, right? So we're going to focus on rainwater harvesting at this point. What are your thoughts on that? Why are you so passionate about it?
Chris, it's like this. We focus on day-to-day problems initially.
Right.
The day-to-day problems were sanitation, water, sewerage, traffic jam, of course. It's again, these are the ongoing processes where we keep on indulging ourselves to solving them.
Without a question. This is something that has to be done.
Yes, that has to be done. But nobody is looking after daily 5-year hence, 10-year hence.
Sure.
What are we going to leave the legacy to our children, right? Now, I am passionate about rainwater harvesting because this is going to be the core issue in the coming years. Now, the problem over here is the water level is reducing. And until and unless that level increases, there will be a severe shortage of water in the coming years. So what should be done? So it has to be a rainwater harvesting projects implemented first. So we are moving in phases, and I'm going to implement in the next 5 years if I get elected. These rainwater harvesting projects in phases. First phase will move on in the parks where there is a dearth of water to be given to the plants and the trees over there. And we'll select, because there is a scientific way of working on this. You have to have a sort of a low-lying area.
Right.
For rainwater harvesting. You can't just make it over there, just bore it and just wait for the rain to come.
Water finds its level, so you need low-lying.
It needs to have a low-lying area where the water seeps through from all corners.
Right.
And increases the level down below.
Okay.
then the second part comes is the maintenance of the whole thing.
Yes.
That is very important.
That's paramount.
That's precisely what we have done is just 5-6% of parks have been done with the rainwater harvesting in our area. But the problem is they're already done away with because of the lack of maintenance.
Right.
That's where the main problem is. But I'm working with the NGOs and the other experts on this, and they are going to help me in this regard.
Okay.
We are going to give the maintenance to them on some financial basis or on some monetary basis, and then we are going to move to the second phase. That is in the residential colonies.
Right.
Let's see the experience and the success of this phase 1 first,
Okay.
and then we'll move on.
Okay.
So this is where I'm working with, and that I'm passionate about it.
So tell me, right now we are in the midst of a unfolding crisis in terms of water, correct?
True.
Rainwater harvesting, is this going to sort some of this out?
Yes, definitely. See, because as I said, the water level is decreasing. So where the water comes from, we are not going to, get the water again and again from the river Yamuna. Yamuna is as dirty as ever, and we are not doing anything to clean it.
Okay.
That's where the main problem is.
That's where the rainwater
So we
harvesting
need to have the water from down below also.
All right.
And people have really done a lot of boring work in their colonies to get the water from.
Right.
First, of course, is the water facility to be provided to the residents.
Right.
And then, of course, we'll have more, since if we have the more level of water increases, then we'll work on that.
We've been talking about water harvesting, rainwater harvesting, and you think it's absolutely critical that we get this thing underway in Delhi. Delhi has a shortage of water. We need to get rainwater harvesting underway. What is the other thing that you're extremely passionate about?
Yes, it's my second core sector is where I'm passionate about is solar energy.
Solar.
We have worked over here. As we say, there's a shortage of water. There's going to be a severe shortage of electricity also.
Power is also going to be a problem.
Definitely. So we should focus on the power generation rather than getting the inflated bills and other problems that we are facing on the day-to-day basis. The main solution to this is solar energy.
Harvesting solar energy.
Yes, you call it harvesting, you call it solar energy. It's God has given us natural resources up there. So we need to indulge in that and getting the solar energy for the power generation also.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You said you took a trip where you've seen a town in Europe that has a successful model going. What were your thoughts when you saw it? What did you see?
See, that was very interesting. It was, I think, when I visited Italy, from Rome to Florence, I've taken a train. And I could see, there were a lot of, the farm on the way. And you could see acres of solar panels being laid over there.
Okay.
So I just checked up with the gentleman sitting next to me, and he said, these are the independent power generation for this particular area only.
Okay.
Which was very amusing to me. The electricity there is not centralized; it's rather decentralized.
Okay.
So they are generating on their own,
right,
with putting up the acres of solar panels.
Okay.
And they're getting the electricity from there, which seems to be very simple.
Right.
And I was amused, and there and then I decided to implement it in our area also, in Greater Kailash. Though it's easier said than done, but we are trying to focus again in phases of the solar energy panels.
Okay.
We are going to start it in the RW offices.
Okay.
And we'll show the residents of the area as samples of just to come and have information about this. And then only they should be encouraged to put it in their houses also.
Okay.
This is where, that's the second phase of it.
Okay.
So we are working on this again with the NGOs and the experts.
All right.
And we are definitely try and work.
Okay. All right.
In the area.
Ajay Kumar Malhotra talking about harvesting solar energy, and we spoke about rainwater harvesting as well. He comes from the GK constituency. We're going to be talking about the peculiar characteristics of GK and what are the things that it needs upfront and on an urgent basis. 2013 Delhi Legislative Assembly is concerned about a whole bunch of things. We spoke about harvesting solar energy, harvesting rainwater, but now is the problem that has been there forever and ever, and we still haven't figured it out. In GK, Mr. Malhotra, you've been talking about how parking and traffic is such an issue, and yet it's business as usual. What do you suggest?
See, this is the major problem in our area. Traffic jams and the parking in the markets.
Right.
Now, we'll take one by one. As far as the traffic jams, our major place where exactly these traffic jam happens is the Savitri
Right.
area, where you make a right turn towards GK2 and Chitranjan Park and apartments also. The problem with this is there is only one entry point to these areas.
Right.
That's very strange. I mean, you compare it with the Saket, where you have at least 5 or 6 entry points, right? From Miroli and Scenic Farm, Pushvihar, Hosrani, Malvinagar.
Okay.
You have 6 entry points over there. While in GK2, if you have to go, there's only one entry point, that's Savitri. And that's because of lack of planning. I don't know who planned it earlier, about 15 years back. They've made a one-way flyover, which shouldn't have been there at all. You should have to have a two-way flyovers over there, and down below road should have been widened and made an entry point towards GK2.
That's what you're proposing.
No, I mean, I'm not proposing right now. I'm telling you the problem that we are facing because of that. They have divided the road down below, and one road goes to narrow place straight, and one narrow road goes to GK2,
Right.
where literally at the peak hours, there's a very heavy traffic jam occurring right on the flyover itself.
Every day.
Yes,
Day in, day
exactly.
out,
I
without
agree.
fail.
So we need to figure out the solutions. I sat with the RWS, I talked to the NGOs of the area. Now we are figuring out 2-3 solutions to it. One, of course, is the widening of the flyover, making it two-way. It's a mega project, but it has to be there because in the coming years, it's going to be worse.
It's only going to get worse.
Right.
Yeah. It's
So,
not going to
and
get better.
the roads down below the flyover, make it widen and make a big entry point towards GK.
Okay.
2. The other is make a sort of an elevated roads towards Sia Park, so that at least the traffic gets divided. Because now there's all the people towards Sia Park area also going through this road also.
Right.
So we have to indulge in making an elevated roads towards Sia Park, so that at least people use that and roads gets, we get a relief on this road. Now you go ahead and you will find there are 4 schools on this road itself.
Right.
When you take a turn from left towards Sia Park.
Yeah, I know.
You have Don Bosco, you have St. George, you have Kalka Public School, and you have Kumara Muslim School also. The problem with them is at 1 o'clock, the people have come to take their votes.
Yeah.
There are all sorts of parking kiosks over there, and the buses are also parked outside.
Yeah.
So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to figure out with the authorities, school authorities, talking to the principal, talking to the chairpersons and their governing body members. So let their park be used as a parking space for, say, half an hour or 45 minutes.
Right.
So that at least the relief is there for the other residents of the area to pass through.
Right.
Because this road has become a passage, and there is a big problem on this.
All right. Okay, so thank you for coming in. You obviously, there's a lot on your plate, and you're thinking these things out. There's so much to think about in a city like this, and the problems aren't going to go away unless we put our heads together and figure this one out. Ajay Kumar Malhotra, BJP candidate for GK area constituency of the 2013 Delhi Legislative Assembly. Thank you, Mr. Malhotra. I hope you had a good time. Yes.